Alright, so what we're going to do today is make an attempt at putting out some audio content that is formatted with just a simple image in the background so that it can get encoded to an MKV format and get sent to YouTube. So that is the plan. After doing some research on the great oracle, the internet, it seems like it is doable. So this is a glorified test for that, along with my intentions. So what I'm going to be doing is working on a series of audio statements, along with working on some documentation, in this case Confluence. And I need, speaking of that, I need to create a notification for that. So I'm going to say coding ideas underscore blah underscore blah, prepending and appending. On this, I'm going to say coding ideas Confluence documentation. Documentation of audio talks. Nope, that is studio. We want audio. Yeah, come on. So yeah, so this is my awesome attempt at doing that. It looks like I have to change the boost, or change the gain. This is set to 9 dB. And let's change it to 8 and see how it works a little bit better. It's not maxing out the audio. My field recorder. It's the app I use. It's one of the best apps that I've used in a long time for recording MP3s. It's 192 kilobit sampling rate and all that. No, that vinyl nonsense. I just offended people who use vinyl. Well, I have issues with that because it's called progress. And if you're deluded enough to think that there's enough of a statistical return on needing to have a toxic piece of plastic contain all your audio with hundreds of dollars of antiquated recording equipment, then you've got bigger problems. So, anywho, oh, there's the counter. Wait a minute, why is there... Oh. I was looking at trying to look at the... I was trying to look at the citation for this, and not the citation, but the... what would you call it? Now timestamp. The time counter for the recording. I have to look up what that is. But there's something that starts out at 0, and there's something that it goes all the way up to 5 minutes and 30 seconds. So there's a 0.0 or 0:00. There's a 2:47, a 5:37. So I have to figure out why that is. Let's get that note. I'm just adding notes to something called ClipStack. It's a nice open source piece of software that works on Android. So, coding, investigation. Let's say field recorder. Put down. What is... yeah, it's not going to work. Try to use text or speech. Text to speech. What is the function of the top 0:00 mid-time medium time plus MEDIUM time plus middle time, right, plus end time. Since it's not a single counter. That's one of the things I've always liked. I've always had a curiosity about things. So now I get a chance to do that. So, that being said, that little diversion away, this just got started because I've been bandying back and forth about how best to do it. I'm not one of those people that's going to sit down and is going to necessarily wait to do something until I have every last ounce of preparation. I used to do that, and nothing ever got done. Checking the old email here, making sure nothing else is happening today. Yeah, I pretty much determined that my education's only going to come from me, so sadly that has to happen. I used to have a great reverence for getting taught and brought into the fold on things, and if it's just not going to happen, because nobody cares as much about oh, come on. Nobody cares as much about my education as me. Sorry, I looked at a pop-up for an Amazon package. It got delivered, and there's a problem with this order. Please come back later. But it said it was delivered today. So there was a Stack Overflow. Citation of generating generating music from, it was classical music. And then using command line utilities to dump it to run it through FFmpeg after you grabbed a piece of grabbed an image file from, it looks like Wikimedia or Wikipedia's wiki server or whatever, or data server for that, and kind of interesting. But yeah, so I didn't get a lot of sleep, but I did get inspired, and I'm going to create a workflow that I'm going to follow, because I had an interview yesterday at a corporation. It was one of the institutions of learning in my area, and I did not feel that I did as good as I should have. And I do feel like I'm my harshest critic. So I'm going to improve, and I'm going to create a workflow to make sure that improvement happens. Run some stuff through, and then have what the British call their revisions, which will be how things get done. And do that on, again, I have to think of the name of the program. I've got to fix that problem too with my memory, but it's a mind map program. FreeMind, that was it. FreeMind. Let's just generate that. Putting ideas. I think that'll probably be the name of the system